This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What is going on, everybody? Mamba out, ESENN. Happy Thursday. I'm your boy, Frankie C., also known as Frankie Lake Show, Frankie the Yankee. Free agency frenzy times. I'm Frankie Chef. And I got all the names and I got all the looks that Jay wish he had. And with my panel, a beautiful cast and crew. We got the Gonzo guys down there finally showing up. Tony and Chris. You guys got to pay a late fee of 50 cents each. That's $1 on the market. And with our boy, Jay.
My internet was off.
That's not the only thing that was off, Tony, but I'm going to let you have that one.
There we go. No, I got sent all the way on the other side.
How's everybody doing today?
Hey, listen, I just want to say one thing. You had a lot of names in there, but you left out one, and that's Frankie No Hairline.
Hey.
Hey, Braun might be losing it in the back, but you lost it in the front.
Hey, that's true. That's true. But you know what's crazy is you said that and nobody laughed.
Oh no, they laughed. They just
did. They? I don't think they laughed.
Internally.
I don't think they laughed. I mean, Tony's over
there. Hey, thank you, Tony. I appreciate you supporting the cause. Don't let him come in here like that, Tony. We run this shit.
Oh, Tony's only doing that because you cried to him the other day on how he wasn't protecting you.
Yeah, I sure did. I cried like a little bitch.
Oh my God! Come on, Jay. Already? Come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Technically speaking, that really is in the dictionary. So I don't know if that really requires a disclaimer. I just call it.
There's many different meanings.
That's not a big deal.
There's different meanings. All right, I'm pretty sure you're not meaning a female dog. I'm pretty sure you're not meaning riding on the back of a motorcycle.
I didn't know Logan was here.
Listen, some of us gotta, we gotta be responsible, okay? And Jay clearly can't do that as a 50-something-year-old man. But anyway, let's start the show, guys. We're gonna start with NFL news. A couple of news updates. I know we're not gonna talk much about it. Breaking news recently just broke out that Michael Gallup is coming out of retirement and he signed with the Washington Commanders on a 1-year deal, giving Jaden Daniels another weapon to that offense. And they're looking mighty scary, shall I say, because you got a veteran Michael Gallup now. You got a veteran Deebo Samuel. You got a Terry McLaughlin. Sorry. This offense is absolutely insane and scary looking. What's your guys' take on what the Washington Commanders are going to look like in the NFL in 2025?
Tony, y'all go first.
On paper, they should be really good. I mean, sometimes teams make a lot of moves and it backfires or just don't gel right. But I think these moves are going to work. I think they're going to be really, really strong as long as Daniels don't have a sophomore slump, and I don't think he will. So I like what they're doing.
And Chris, before you go, I like what Tony mentioned about that. Super teams being built before and they look good on paper and not making it anywhere. And he has a perfect example when the Cleveland Browns had a really good superstar team, and we thought that they were going to make something. But then it also comes down to the coaching. I think the coaching-wise is what's going to make this Washington Commanders team a little bit better than what that Cleveland Browns team looked like a couple of years ago. Chris, what do you think of this Washington Commanders going into 2025?
I think they've made a lot of smart moves. I kind of agree with what Dad just said about. I think a lot of it's going to depend on how Jaden Daniels plays in his second year. We've seen some quarterbacks take a little bit of a step back in their second year. I'm not saying he's going to, but I mean it's a chance that he could. C.J. Stroud didn't have as great a season this year as he did his rookie year. I know there was a lot of injuries on the team, so there's a lot of things that fall into that. And with the Commanders, I mean, that's another thing. Or will they stay healthy? It's just you never know how football season is going to go. But with the moves they've made, I think they've done a good job of addressing the needs that they needed, and I think they're going to be competing for the NFC East.
Definitely. Jay, before I let you go, I want to get this through your head really quickly. I want to mention this, and also I want to run it through Chris and Tony as well. Michael Gallup coming out of retirement. Jay, Michael Gallup really well. Retiring before coming back, he was retired as a Cowboy, so you know him really well. Do you think? I understand, he's out of his prime years. He's at an old age, and he has history of injuries and stuff like that. But do you believe that him coming out of retirement and having that 1 year rest of healing bones and stuff like that, do you think he's going to come out and dominate with the Washington Commanders?
Let's see. So he was born in 1996. So that puts him probably I'm a guesstimate about his mid-30s.
No, that's younger than me, Jay.
29.
Yeah, bro. But in football terms, that's considered to be, getting to the elderly side of life. Okay.
He's not even 30 though.
No, he is. He's born in 96.
He's 29.
29 years old.
Is that 29? Okay. Thank you for the math. I apologize. My math is not that fast. Look, you know what? I'm telling you, Gonzo, you got a future in math. You got a future in math. Okay, so we're at 29. Okay, so he's approaching middle aged, right? I don't know. I think Gallup. Yes, I think Gallup's going to help them. He's got experience. He's not going to be that over demanding wide receiver that says, "I need the ball, I need the ball, I need the ball." He's not going to be that guy. I think he brings a lot of experience. You got Debo that just signed or just upped his guarantee up to like $17 million. Correct me if I'm wrong, Frankie. The Washington is really putting a lot into this offense everywhere except the one spot where I think they're lacking, and that's going to be the running back spot. You got Brian Johnson, you got Austin Eckler, but Austin Eckler only gave you 77 carries, 300 some odd yards, 4.8, I think, per carry. He's got a great per carry, but he just doesn't see the ball that much. And I do know he had some health issues last year, so I do want to point that out. But Brian Robinson's only giving you 4.3. So I still think that their biggest need is to upgrade that run if they want to really get into the next mix. I think that's still kind of where they're a little bit lead. They do got Zach Ertz as their tight end, so they got everything they need. I just would like to see them get a little bit better at that run game. But I'll tell you, man, when you think about it, with the Eagles and what they lost in that secondary, I'm starting to really consider the Washington Commanders as a serious threat for that number one spot in our division.
Well, truth be told, your division, I don't think we've seen a back-to-back division champion in the NFC East in almost 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. It's something about your division where somebody, they can't go back-to-back for some odd reason. But let's not forget Michael Gallup is going to the Washington Commanders with Dan Quinn, who was actually a defensive coordinator with the Cowboys on his final year with the Cowboys. So he reunites with Dan Quinn. And I do agree with you with the running back situation. I believe that, adding in another running back or potentially a better running back, I like Austin Eckler, but like you said, the question is, can he stay healthy? Because that dude, since his Chargers days, he couldn't stay healthy. So, get a running back, because Jaden Daniels is also a running quarterback. Let's not forget that dude got legs, so he could run too. So they kind of remind me of the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, if they can get a running back like Saquon Barkley, and they can be dominant in that trend. But I agree with what you said. That's totally 100% accurate, and good job, guys. Next,
real quick, Frankie, just remember Brian Robinson only had 799 yards.
Yeah,
Austin Eckler had 300 and something. I mean, they didn't even scratch the surface, or didn't even get close to scratching the surface of a 1,000-yard running back. So that's why I say I still think that's the one position I'd like to see them upgrade in the draft. There's going to be a lot of running backs in this draft, man. Second, third rounds, easily enough to pick up a running back. So they have more than enough opportunities to upgrade that position and stay well below that cap.
Hey, Jay, do you have the numbers for how many catches Eckler had?
That's a good question. I did not look that up, but I will get that information for you.
I don't think he's an every down back. I think he's more. I won't say I won't say he's a third down back, but he catches the ball a lot. Or at least
I mean, that is his niche, right? I mean, he's a dual threat, right? He can catch it, he can run it. At one point with the Chargers, though, he wasn't every down back. I just think it's gotten older. That's kind of gone down a little bit.
No, he wasn't. With the Chargers, he was doing this too. He was always catching the ball. I remember a year where, literally 1 year, both him and Keenan Allen were close to having I think it was like close to 1,000 receiving yards. So I mean, having your running back close to 1,000 receiving yards is kind of insane.
Hey, Tony, to answer your question, Austin Eckler had 35 catches, 366 yards, 10.5 per catch, 10.5 yards per catch. So,
Pretty good.
you know, he had, if you want to look at total yards from scrimmage, he's probably right at about 700, close to 700, if not a little over 700 all-purpose yards last year.
And he missed some games too. I think they'll be okay. Like Frankie said. I think it was Frankie said with Daniels with his added running. I think they're fine. I think their key is the offensive line. Offensive line's got to protect Daniels. I think if the offensive line does their job, they're going to be a dangerous team.
And there is I tell you, I still think, you know, and that's a good point. I think they probably could draft an offensive lineman first round because they're going to be drafting late. So I think you go for O lineman first round. I think you probably pick up a running back second round, and you can really address two needs right there for yourself. Like you said, I think Judson, if he doesn't go late first round, I think he'll be early to mid second round. So that's something to keep in consideration.
Oh, in other football news, it kind of upsets me to say this, but Stephon Diggs last night had been invited and actually went to the Patriots facility to meet with Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots. They did go out last night, and it was reported that they went out for dinner with Mike Vrabel, Robert Kraft, Jonathan Kraft, Stephon Diggs, his agents, and then today it was mentioned that for today he will be doing like a little, physical thing and some more questions and stuff like that. So no news yet on him leaving New England yet. He's still there. No news on a contract being extended yet. So I'm still waiting for those news and those updates. And I promise you guys that I will let you guys know. I'll let you guys know right away. And then we'll let you guys know on Twitter if you guys follow us on Twitter, which you guys should. And if you haven't, go to Twitter right now and hit that follow button on ESPN Network at Twitter. So guys, what do you think about this? Like, do you think it's a smart move for the New England Patriots to get a guy like Stephon Diggs after coming out from a tear of his ACL? Jay, we'll start with you.
Yeah, this really perplexes me because, like I told you earlier, they had an opportunity when DK came on the market to bring him in, give him a look, give him an interview, see if it'll work out. They also had an opportunity for Devontae Adams to bring him in, give him a look, see what's up. But they didn't want to do either one of them because they felt like Drake May, who I guess apparently must be a soft mental person because they don't think that he can handle the effects of maybe a demanding wide receiver one. Now, I ain't seen one wide receiver one in all of the NFL that didn't want the damn ball. To quote Jimmy McGinty, winners always want the ball. So I don't know what they're trying to protect Drake May from, but this is absolutely asinine. And Vrabel, if this is your mentality, what a time to be alive, man. Because this is absolutely stupid. So you tell me you're going to pass up them two guys to bring in Stephon Diggs. Now, this is the guy that was a cancer. This is a guy that was pretty much walking about everywhere he's gone. And he's got a torn ACL to boot. So you bring him in, cast and all, to interview this guy to deal with Drake May. Well, good for you. Because if you think that he's not going to give Drake May headaches, okay, good times.
Well, before I let Tony and Chris go, I'm going to obviously have to defend my team quickly. Don't ever talk about Drake May like that. He's not soft-headed. I feel
what
like
did I say? What?
Jay
said they didn't want him to deal.
No. Don't try and do that. We all heard you what you said in the beginning of Drake May. You're like, I don't know if he's a little soft in the head or he has something, and then you went and you flipped it out to Mike Vrabel. But we heard what you said about Drake May. Be careful what you say. It's not about him being soft in the head. I feel like it's more of Mike Vrabel and them not wanting to have somebody come in and try and bully Drake May into, doing something he doesn't want to do. Because look at what he did last year, right? I mean, he had good numbers doing what he wanted to do and not having somebody, come out and be like, listen, give me the ball. Like, why are you not giving me the ball? He was spreading that around. On the other hand, I think it's pretty a smart move at this moment. I mean, it's late. We do need a wide receiver. I get what you're saying. You know how I feel about Stephon Diggs. I'll be the first guy to say that guy's a walking cancer to every team he goes to. But you mentioned, the DK and the Devontae Adams thing. Let's really look at the numbers, Jay. Stephon Diggs before last season has 7 straight years with 1,000 receiving yards. the Patriots haven't had a receiver with 1,000 receiving yards, and I can't even tell you how long. Honestly, like I feel like the last person I could think of that had 1,000 receiving yards, Randy Moss, because not even Julian Edelman had a year where he had 1,000 receiving yards. So it's been a long time. And then on the other hand, with DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams, we've seen what Devontae Adams done, right? With the Raiders and then with the Jets. And now you're seeing, DK, he can't stay healthy with the Seahawks, but we'll see what he do with the Steelers, depending on who the hell their quarterback's going to be. Listen, Chris and Tony, I'm going to let you go, but at the end of the day, Jay, be careful what you say.
No, he's talking Charmin, and you ain't going to win nothing in 30 years.
Yeah, so is Dak's ankles.
Maybe so. I don't even disagree with that. The problem is I can accept my reality. You can't. That's the difference, killer. I'm sorry, Tony. I apologize. I had to say that, but y'all's turn. I'll be quiet.
I think it depends on what they're going to pay him, and also I think it depends on if it's long term or short term. I think in the short term he could be successful. In the long term, I agree. I think eventually it will grow old and he'll be a cancer. He has been everywhere he's went. So, but I think if you get him on a short term and you get him on a team friendly deal. That's the other thing. Devontae Adams and the other guy that you guys were talking about, Metcalf, is going to be a lot more money than what I think Diggs is going to be, since Diggs is coming off an injury. I wouldn't pay Diggs a lot of money. I think if they do, that's a mistake. But he's talented. There's no doubt about that. And I think they're confident with Grable being able to handle the situation, I think, too. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it would be a good pickup for the Patriots. The only thing I'm worried about would be how much are you going to pay him and how effective will he be this season? Because say they don't know if he'll be ready for week 1, but even if he is ready, say week 5, a lot of times coming back from an injury like that, sometimes it could take you a season before you're back to what you was. So he might not be as productive this season as he had been, but then next season he could be right back to where he was. So I think it's a good pickup if you get him for the right price and don't have to pay a whole lot for him, because he does come in. Look what he done with the Bills when he first got there, what he done when he was with the Vikings. But it seems like 2 or 3 seasons is about his limit with a team before he starts wearing his welcome out.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Frankie, how do you think Drake May, though, is going to handle a guy like Stephon? If you guys actually do wind up signing him, how do you think he's going to handle a guy like Stephon Diggs?
And I have one question to throw in with that. What started this thing about Drake May being soft? Because this is the first I've heard of it.
Oh, no. So basically what they were saying, what Vrabel and them are saying is they didn't want to bring in DK and they didn't want to bring in Devontae because they didn't think that Drake May would be able to handle a demanding wide receiver 1. That's why I call him soft. Soft in the mind.
Wait a minute.
Soft in the mind, not soft as,
Did Vrabel say that, or is that just a report that somebody's reporting?
No, that's what they said that they didn't want to bring him in.
It's a report that someone is saying. They didn't even it wasn't mentioned that even Mike Vrabel said it. They said they said Patriots. That's what they said, Patriots. They didn't say Mike Vrabel.
But Vrabel's the head of the Patriots. Come on.
Yeah, but I think what they're saying, Jay, is at least that's the way I'm taking it. That sometimes stories come out and they say the Patriots. Sometimes it could be a made up story. I'm not saying it is a made up story, but unless Grable got on the mic and said that straight out, you don't know for sure what that source is. I'm not saying it's not true, but you know how it is. You know how the reports are.
It doesn't make sense though. Like DK goes on the market, Devontae go on the market. You don't bring either one of them in, but yet you bring in Stephon. Like why would I understand that, but I still think Stephon. I don't think Stephon's just going to accept no mediocre payday. Stephon's a very big-headed individual. I don't think he's just going to come in for nothing.
I think he's coming for nothing, but it's going to be cheaper than what them guys got because he's coming off a torn ACL.
Yeah, that's true. But remember, this is the guy that's 7th in the league in catches, and he's going to ride that. I don't know. We'll see. I agree with you. I understand what you guys are saying too. But he's going to want to set a market too. Everybody wants to set the market, right? Everybody wants to, even if they don't think they deserve it, they still want to set a market.
I don't think he's going to come in and demand a lot of money. Like obviously, I feel like New England is going to offer him a 1-year deal, and because he's coming off an ACL injury, and if he's productive really well throughout the year, maybe there'll be some talks of a contract extension or something like that, or maybe he'll, go out in free agency and go tell teams like, listen, look at what I did with New England coming off an ACL injury, and they had a rookie quarterback, or a sophomore year quarterback. I feel like I could still do that. Obviously, Stephon Diggs is going to want money, but I don't think he's gonna, or not he's gonna, but I think that he's also thinking that he, is not going to get that from New England, obviously, because you got a tough head coach and Mike Vrabel. Because let's be real, Mike Vrabel is a tough head coach. He don't care. He'll tell you straight up what he's thinking, what he wants to say. That guy he's from the Bill Belichick tree, so he's a tough guy. And then you got Robert Kraft, who's obviously Mike Vrabel's boy, and he's gonna side with Mike Vrabel. Pretty much, they don't even give out big contracts in New England anyway.
Well, it depends on the market, because I don't think they will either, but it depends on the market. I haven't heard about a lot of teams bringing them in or wanting them. So if the market's not there, that's going to affect how much it gets too. And Frankie, what do you think would be the right amount? How many? You think 6 million, 7 million, 4 million a year first per year? What do you think?
I would say for Stephon Diggs, I would say give that man like a 1 year, 8 to maybe 10 million, but not all guaranteed. I'll add some incentives in there to make it like, if it's a $10 million contract, it'll most likely be like 7 million, adding incentives or whatever to capitalize up to 10 million or something like that. Like, I'll make it something like that. Yeah, I wouldn't give this guy a big contract. You guys know how I feel about Stephon Diggs. I'm honestly not really happy about this. I was really pissed off about this. I'm like, how can you go out and get a source saying, we're not going to bring in veteran guys, to come out and be demanding on Drake May. But yeah, you get one of the biggest demanding guys in NFL history, which is why the Bills let him go, because you didn't want to play with Josh Allen because he kept throwing it to other people and not mainly to you. But yeah, this man, Josh Allen's giving you 1,000 receiving yards still. So it's like, and then you go to Houston, and I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to do that in Houston, right? But then we couldn't see it because he ended up hurting his ACL. I don't want him coming to New England thinking he can do that in New England.
Now, do you think that you think his mentality could be, after how much money Kupp got, that he may want Kupp type money, because Kupp has been injured too?
Yeah. I mean, I do look at that way too. But is Kupp coming off of an ACL injury this past season? I mean, he did get hurt, but it wasn't no ACL tear.
Sure.
So I mean, this is a fresh ACL tear where even Chris said it's possible that you probably won't even start the season. So, I mean, if it's possible that you're not going to start the season and you're fresh off an ACL tear, you're not going to get Cooper Kupp money type deal. Just face the fact. If you feel like you're a top guy wide receiver and you feel like you should deserve that money, and I always say this, go get a 1 year cheap deal, literally shine on the field and show what you can do. And then if you don't want, if you want to go out into the free agent market and have teams look at what you did and get a big contract, then go do that. Or if you want to re-sign with the team and try and, negotiate a big contract deal, do that too. But, sometimes you can't be greedy, especially coming off a fresh ACL tear.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, to be honest with you. I just think Stephon's going to want the bag. I mean, and he may not. Maybe he does do a 1 year deal and then try to get the bag. We'll see. Yeah.
Hey,
what's up, Joe?
Yeah, I thought Seattle overpaid for Kupp.
They definitely did.
Yeah.
They definitely
But they
did.
really lost a lot in that wide receiver room in Seattle. So I think they were just trying to get somebody. But you're right. They probably did overpay a little bit for him, given the injuries he's been through.
I'm going to be serious with you guys. All right. I'm not liking that, I said it many times. I don't like the fact that Stephon Diggs might come to New England, but if I get the news that we end up signing Stephon Diggs, I'm honestly, the Patriot fandom in me is going to be so happy because, I know how much of an asshole he can be, not only on the team, not only on the field, off the field, or to a quarterback. But I know for a fact that we're going to have a true wide receiver one who can, if stay healthy, possibly get you a 1,000 receiving season. I will be happy. I'll be happy and mad. I'll be like, damn, why did we get Stephon Diggs? But God, I can't wait to see him get 1,000 receiving yards, baby. Drake May about to make that man look good.
Frankie, what player could New England get that would piss you off so bad that you might not be a New England fan no more?
A player?
Is there a player? Okay, let's say they get Dak tomorrow, and he's the starter.
Hell no, I wouldn't. If we were to get Dak, no lie, and I know I talk a lot of shit to Jay about it, I would accept it, honestly.
Okay,
Because Dak is to me, I feel like Dak is a good player. He really is. It just sucks that he's on the Cowboys. We all know what the Cowboys franchise is like and how Jerry Jones likes to spend his money. Nothing bad to you, Jay. It's just how Jerry Jones likes to spend that money. I mean, you know, you could do a little. They can do a little bit better for Dak Prescott, but seeing that man on the field, if he could stay healthy, it's been proven that he can get you to the playoffs. So I mean that I would take Dak. Honestly. I would say.
Is that Carson in the background crying because you might be getting Stephon Diggs?
No, that's my nephew.
Oh, okay. I thought she was crying because when we said Stephon Diggs, she started crying. Okay, I'm just curious.
No, but I can't think of a player in the NFL that would that I hate much that would come to the Patriots and make me not want to be a fan.
I'm just curious.
Now, if we talking basketball, you already know. Now, if we talking
I
basketball,
know it
guys,
is basketball.
yeah, we talking
I don't
basketball.
think there's any one player that would ever make Frankie leave his teams. I think Frankie's gonna leave it. He might be pissed off about it, but he's gonna stick with his team. He's kind of delusional, but he'll stick with his team.
I'm not gonna not be a fan, but I tell you this,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not watching. I've said that many times. Like if KD was ever to come to the Lakers, I'm definitely not watching the Lakers until KD is out of that team. I'm 100% behind what I say.
So if they make it to the NBA Finals, you're not gonna watch.
If they win the NBA Finals with KD, I will not accept that championship. I will still look at the Lakers as 17-time world champions.
He says that now. Guarantee you that dude gonna buy KD jersey the first moment he gets.
You're insane.
He'd be
You're
saying
insane.
KD, Lake Show and 5.
Hell no. Now, what did Sanders Sharp say that one day that had me going? Because he mentioned something with WWE. He said, oh yeah, Stephen A. He goes, guess what? The Thunder, Boost Mobile Bundle, WWE Royal Rumble, Lakers in 5. I love it when he does that. I love it.
Nice. Yes, Joe. We're gonna get to the Rock. That's what we're gonna talk about too. Right now, the Rockets do have an amazing win streak going. We'll get to that here in a minute, Joe.
Actually,
and we'll definitely be talking NCAA here in just one moment too. So hang out, Joe, because we definitely got a lot to talk about in those subjects.
Well, I'm actually glad that he brought it up. We are going to get into it because I think we only got like one topic for baseball real quickly, and we're just going to get through it. It's not really much. It's just like a little breaking news to make our boy Logan happy because, the Atlanta Braves isn't what they used to be, Jay. So a little breaking news earlier today that Alex Verdugo, former New York Yankee, former Boston Red Sox outfielder in the left field, has signed a 1-year, $1.5 million contract with the Atlanta Braves. I'm not really sure if that's like a good thing to be happy about or a bad thing to be mad about because honestly, like Alex Verdugo hasn't been Alex Verdugo in a while, I feel like. So I mean, there's not much I can say about this. Tony and Chris, I don't know if I've been seeing a little back and forth camera movement, technical difficulties going on or something.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we're here. I think. I don't know. I don't think it's much of a move. I mean, sometimes you can get a guy and new scenery and everything. Things can pop and they might, do something big, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, that Verdugo trade doesn't really inspire much of me. I think it's probably a good filler move, but I don't think it moves the needle. Gonzo, how are you feeling about it?
I'm not worried about the Braves. They don't matter. There's only one team in the National League that matters.
Hey, well, since you don't want to matter, they don't matter to you. Let's talk about your boys because they gave my former boy, who I love so much, and I'm gonna miss him, and I hope you guys take care of my boy really well. Jose Trevino. The Reds extended Jose Trevino to a 3-year contract. I think it's a total be worth up to $15 million if I'm not mistaken, with a team option.
Yeah. 14.925 million.
Yeah,
he's
with
catching-
Okay.
with incentives added on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No, I like that they added him because with our other catcher we have with Stevenson and with him, I think it's going to be a good combination. I'm excited for next week, man. I think we're going to have a good season this year. Our pitching staff's looking good. Spring training's been good this year. We haven't got no big injuries come out of it. Where last year we lost one of our best players in spring training. So this year we really haven't had no big injuries like we did last year. We started the season really beat up last season.
Let me ask you guys a question, Tony and Gonzo. So, how do you if you had to predict this season? How are you predicting? Where do you think you guys will finish in the standings early? I know this is an early prediction, but what is your gut telling you? Where do you think you're going to finish?
Because of Terry Francona.
I think we can compete for the division, but I think at least a wild card. I think we got a good shot of making the playoffs.
Not with that manager.
Hey, Francona is a good manager. Leave him
I
alone.
hate
He knows he is.
Hey, he's a hell of a
I
lot better
hate
manager than what we used to have.
That's for damn sure.
Well, hey, listen, that is no lie.
Hell, they could have hired me, and we had a better manager than what we had last time.
I agree with
Hey, real quick, one little bit of news on the Astros. Unfortunately, it looks like Luis Garcia has been shut down for a little bit. I guess he just had that Tommy John surgery. No, I know he had Tommy John surgery back in 23. He missed all of 24. They thought they could bring it back towards the end of 24 for the playoffs. It just didn't happen. Spring training, or he started throwing to live batters. He was having elbow soreness. They had to shut him down. I hope that this is just an inflammation and they'll get through this. But as of right now, it looks like we won't be having Luis Garcia to start the season. Maybe we'll hopefully get him in the middle of the season. But I still feel good about my rotation. But it would have been nice to have Garcia back.
Yeah, what a soft little boy. You're so soft, Garcia. You're so soft.
Yeah, about as soft
He's
as,
a softy,
as your
Jay.
team.
He's a softy, Jay. How you get Tommy John in 2023? It's 2025, and you're still like,
Hey,
oh,
look,
my
just because you
elbow.
get Tommy John doesn't give it to you to 100% success.
Oh my gosh, my elbow! I might need inflammation. I can't start the season, coach. My elbow. The 2023 Tommy John is still hurting.
Well, didn't one of the Yankees just have Tommy John?
Yeah, there's Garrett Cole. That's fine, but it's this year. Garrett
I
Cole
know.
is not going to be in 2027. Garrett Cole's not going to be out there like, oh, Boone, my arm hurts still. Not like Garcia. He's going. Wow, Garrett Cole going to come back in 2026 throwing 100 miles an hour, baby.
Talking from a guy whose team's not even going to matter in the playoffs anyway. But okay, that's fine.
Talking from a guy who got swept by the Detroit Tigers last year in the wild card.
On the Trevino deal, Frankie, it's basically a 2-year extension with the third year being a club option.
Right. All I know is when my man
it's
hits
$1
home
million
runs in
buyout on the
Cincinnati,
third year.
Chris, all I know is when you're at the games with your dad and my man hits home runs in Cincinnati, you better be singing that Jose, 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 Jose. That's my boy. They're going to play the song. That's his song. So you better sing it.
Well, if I'm
want
at a game, I will.
I want live proof, so you better record yourself.
Hey,
To answer your question, Jay, I think we'll compete. Or we're going to be either first or second in our division, and at the least be in the playoffs.
Who's in your division again? Milwaukee, right? We got Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee, the Cubs, the Cardinals.
Milwaukee's like a cockroach, man. They look like a team that never. How are they good every freaking year? Every year they do. I mean, they don't win the World Series or anything, but they're the top of the division every freaking year. And you look at their team and you don't even know anybody on the damn team.
Damn,
That division's weak,
really
Tony.
feel.
That division's weak. It's weak over there right now. It's okay.
What was this about? You got swept by Detroit?
Oh,
I never said that. You started on me.
Hey, I'll give you that, Tony. But at least we were in the World Series. Y'all were on the couch watching us, so shut your pipe.
Hey, we have been for a long time. We've been comfortable on that couch.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Hey, also one other injury, big injury note was Ranger Suarez had his back, I guess, stiffened up or whatever. They had to shut him down. I guess he's going to be delayed for a little while for the Phillies. So that's another big injury I saw.
Hey,
Other than
Jay,
that, that's really about all I saw for baseball.
hey, Jay, the last time the Reds won the World Series was in 1990. How many years ago was that?
Shit,
Well-
that was before I was born.
Hey, watch this. That sounds like the Cowboys, unfortunately. I hate to say it, man. Listen, hey, look, y'all are just like that with us, man. Damn. Let's
Hey,
say,
man,
okay, so it's 35 years ago.
Let's move on to some basketball topics before we get to the NCAA. Before we get to basketball, let me just say for fantasy baseball, Jay, guess who's on top place right now with the most points? Your boy Frankie the Yankee. Let's go. All I gotta say is thank you, Yamamoto, for getting me close to like 27 points last on Monday. Thank you so much. But let's get on to basketball topics that Jay wanted to talk about. Apparently, there's a guy on the Spurs that I'm not gonna say his last name because I tried to in the beginning, and Jay didn't even want to, try because he said he got like 3 consonants in one name. So apparently, Chris, this guy scored. What was it, Jay? 39, 36 points.
He scored. I believe it was either 34 or 35 points in 19 minutes, and he had 13 rebounds.
And that makes it the most in
The most
in a game.
points. Yeah, most points scored in under 20 minutes.
Yeah, so he scored 34 points in less than 19 minutes, less than 20 minutes, making it the first time ever that somebody scored that much points in less than 20 minutes. He went in the first half 7 for 7 from the 3, and then in the fourth quarter scoring over 20 points, or I think it was like close to 21 or 22 points, finishing the total with 34 points. I mean, this dude, and they faced the New York Knicks with the Carl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, no Brunson still with that ankle injury. But Jake, go ahead, and you wanted to talk about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought it was amazing. The Knicks are not like a BS team. I mean, I know they don't have Brunson right now, but they're still a really good, team. And I know, Frankie, we talked about earlier, they do give up some points, but this guy, I mean, I just can't believe this guy comes out of nowhere. I mean, he was averaging only 8 points a game. That was his typical average. He says he was praying that he would manifest it. He was praying and praying and praying on it, that he would have this kind of game. And what does he do? He goes out and goes 7 for 7. And because he let him in the game in the second quarter, but he goes 7 for 7 in the second, and then comes back in the fourth and gives him like 21 points. But the impressive thing about it wasn't just him scoring. It was the amount of rebounds he had to go along with it. I mean, 13 rebounds in 19 minutes. I mean, this guy's everywhere, literally everywhere. He's shooting lights out. He's rebounding lights out. I mean, I just thought it was impressive. It was a really impressive thing for somebody not named Luka, Joker, Braun, SGA, or whoever. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive. So I just want to say shout out to you, man. Sandro, I think is his first name. I can't pronounce it. I'm just going to say his first letter is M and a whole lot of consonants. Good job.
I've never heard of the guy. If you look at his name, it looks like he'd be a UFC fighter.
Or a hockey player.
Because it ends with the Shivili. That sounds like a UFC fighter.
It does.
I would say it's Mamakuel Shivili.
There you go. Hey, honestly, Gonzo, that's the best person I've said say that name yet. Because I couldn't get out of my mouth. Frankie tried and stumbled on it like he did last night. So it was ridiculous. But you actually said it pretty well. I'll go with that.
I don't know if that's right, but it'd be something like that. There's a lot of UFC fighters with that sounds.
It sounds like that first name sounds. Is it the first name with the M?
No, that's the last name. First name is Sandro.
Okay, that sounds like from the Howard Stern movie where they have the helicopter reporter, Mama Luka Boo Boo.
No, I mean, that's a hell of a game to have 34 points in 19 minutes, especially when you only average like 7 or 8. They asked him what happened. He said, "I don't know what the fuck happened."
Literally, that's what he said. He's like, hey, that's all right. Because I mean, that's literally
Hey, I'm just quoting
what he said.
He actually said it again. He said it twice, but I just said it once. But yeah, that's what he was. That's his quote.
He said he was walking in front of his locker like he was having, like he said he was playing the basketball game like he was having some kind of out of body experience. I'm like, I guess you were. I mean,
All red. Yeah, he's getting beat. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh,
I'm
you're
watching the
good.
kid
You're good.
wrestle.
You're good.
Getting
So we're
killed.
getting ready to get to that too. But hey, also before we get to college basketball, because that's what we all want to talk about, I just want to say this, Frankie. Our boys, the Houston Rockets, Joe Houston, 8-game winning streak, baby. Largest one right now in the NBA. What you got to say about that shit?
Easy. We're right behind you in third place. All you need to
Yeah,
do
you're
is
right behind me. You said
Yeah,
it
but you
right.
know what's
No, you
what's
said it
funny?
correctly. You're right behind me.
you know
you
what's
said it
so
correctly.
funny though. You know
No,
what's
no,
so funny?
not like that, Gonzo. Get that dirty look off your face.
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
what we're
no.
talking
Listen,
about.
listen.
We're talking
You
about
know,
the standings.
you know what's real funny? You know what's real funny is you're excited about the win streaks, but don't forget that we're tied with the same amount of losses. All you need to do is have one loss and we win, and we're back.
That's
in
all we
second
got to
place.
do, right?
And we're
We
back
ain't
in
done it in
second
8
place.
games. That's all we got to do, Frankie. But we ain't done it. Oh, by the way, your boy Luka, he had a good game yesterday. 21 points first quarter. Ultimately, he finished off the game with 31 points. But now he's got to manage his ankle. I guess he must have got some LeBron-itis in him because now he's load managing. He ain't gonna be playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. How you like them apples, Killer? Hope you win tomorrow. No Bron, no Luka, and you're going against the Bucks. You about to take another like your whole life. Good times.
Well, unlike you, I'm not like you, so I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to fish me into saying what I can say, but it's not going to work, Jay. Because if you have been paying attention, and like I've always been saying, last week when we played a fully healthy Denver Nuggets team,
Well, that's the problem. Do you keep using
no. You listen to me. You listen to me for once and shut your goddamn mouth.
I'm
the
saying
host.
when win and
I'm
if are
the
in your
host. Shut
vocabulary.
your mouth for once. Stop cutting me off. You had your moment. I'm the host. I'll take you out of this shit. All right? You said what you said. Now it's my turn. You sit down and you listen by rubbing your beard right now. Rub it. Rub the beard while you listen to me. Thank you. Okay? It doesn't matter if it was last week or this week. If you watched, we played a fully healthy Denver Nuggets team with a Jokic and a goddamn Murray on that team. And what happened? We had no Luka. We had no with no LeBron. We had no Jackson Hayes. We had no Rui Hachimura. And guess what? We lost by 3 points. And then you're over here like, oh, Luka's got to manage his ankle, Frankie. How you feel about that? Well,
Yeah,
I feel
how
great.
do you feel about
I feel
that?
great.
He's literally managing his
I feel
ankle.
great about it because guess what? If it proved last week and many other games that Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect can keep up with these other guys and score points, and Jackson Hayes is playing as a good center lately, hey, guess what? I feel good because you want to know something else? The Lakers play better than the goddamn Milwaukee Bucks. What happened to Dame Time? Looked like he left his watch in Portland. Try me. And if you interrupt me,
and I won. You know what?
Do it.
You're still looking at I'm
do
still
it.
looking at you in the rearview mirror.
You
Literally, I look in the
interrupt
rearview
me.
mirror and it says objects may be smaller than they appear. You're right, because with that hairline, it does look larger than it appears.
You
it's
see?
not that bad.
You see, and just like the Rockets, that's your problem. You're always looking at something else, talking about something else. And that's why when the Rockets lose and the Lakers win and we're back on second and you're slowly going down the ladder towards fifth because your loser record is going to be tied with Memphis and the Denver Nuggets.
Look, let's be honest.
Don't cut me off, damn it.
No, I'm going to cut you off. You got Milwaukee coming up. Do you really think without Luka and without Bron, you're going to take that win? Do you really think that? Come on.
Yes.
Hey, the Pacers beat Milwaukee the other day without 4 of our 5 starters.
Look,
That's
you
what
guys
I'm saying.
barely got
Milwaukee's
past
not
the
even
Mavericks,
you're-
okay?
You're
You guys
sitting there,
barely
Jay,
got
acting like
past the
Milwaukee's a
Mavericks.
good team.
I
But
really thought the
Milwaukee's not
Mavericks
a
would have
good
beat y'all
team
last
now.
night.
Did you watch that whole game or did you just watch the second half?
I didn't watch any of it, Gons. I'm still trying to get cable.
We were up by 15 at halftime, played terrible in the third quarter, then came back in the fourth quarter and won the game. But we got lucky at the end to win.
Because when I pulled up ESPN and I started watching the highlights on it or the game thing on it, yeah, I think the Dallas was up by 8 points in the third. And I know you guys took it in the fourth, but still, regardless, the Mavericks don't have anybody, bro. I mean, they legitimately have nobody.
That's the thing with you, Jay. If the Rockets beat, you know what? Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I just want to say, I got one thing to say.
I'm sorry.
The problem with the way you're thinking is If the Rockets beat somebody, oh, the Rockets are great. But if anybody else's teams beat somebody, oh, they just beat a garbage team.
No,
you
Chris,
you
that's
can't
not what
have
it
both
is.
ways.
Say that.
That's not
You
what it
just
is.
said
Chris.
that. No, they barely got by Dallas. Dallas ain't no
No.
good.
You're right.
But
No,
if
you're
the
right.
Chris,
Rockets-
you know what it
Rockets
really
go on
is.
an 8-game win streak. Oh, we're the best team in the league.
No, Chris,
can't
you know what
I
it
don't
really
know.
is.
Hold on now. I didn't say we're the best. I never said that. See, that's you with that exaggeration stuff.
Okay.
Because we all know that the best team in the league is probably a toss-up between Cleveland and probably Boston. And I think and not Utah, but OKC. Those are the 3 top teams. I don't think, and I told you this before, I really don't expect the Rockets to win the championship, right? I think we're going to be in the playoffs, but I don't expect it. I don't expect that. But I do think that we're better than the damn Lakers. And I do think that we're better than the Pacers. I really do. I believe that.
Okay.
I will tell you that.
I got a question.
I will tell you that. I'll put money on that.
How good do you think the Bucks are?
Man, the Bucks are struggling, though. They really are. They have struggled. Matter of fact, it was to the point where Doc actually pulled Lillard and Giannis into a private meeting to discuss the struggles of Milwaukee.
Okay, well, do you think Bucks are better than Houston?
No, not at this
Oh,
point.
there you
Right
go.
now,
Nobody's better than
and I
Houston.
say that. No, hold on. I say that because of the struggles that they're going through and the fact that the Rockets right now are riding the momentum. I do think that the Rockets and the trajectory and the youth of that team is a better team. But I do think that Giannis is still young.
Well, I think Houston's playing good right now. But let's go back 20 games. They look like shit. So I mean, everybody
has lows, though. Everybody has lows. But let me be honest.
exactly.
When we're talking about
Everybody has
Milwaukee,
lows.
watch this. When we're talking about Milwaukee, Doc Rivers, I think we're all in this panel going to agree that Doc Rivers is not better than Ime Udoka.
No,
if you think that, let's talk about it.
Yeah, he's got a ring and Udoka doesn't.
Okay, but again, how many high-profile players
legit.
did that man have?
He's got no championship rings, and then he just lost his wedding ring. He legit has no rings in his hands. Just saying.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I do believe that Udoka is the better coach between the two. And I do think I believe that Giannis is the better player between the two teams. But at the end of the day, I still feel like we're the better team between them two.
Listen, you might not say that. You might not say like, oh, you know, yeah, we're on an 8-game winning streak. We're the best. Like Chris said, you know, you might not say that, but you do have the energy for it. Like you don't want to say, but your energy shows it. And I get it because, you know, and you say it all the time. From a team who was almost damn near last place in the West, come out this year and be on the top. Listen, don't you ever try and say that the Rockets are better than the Lakers. Like, oh my God, that's so funny. That's like saying
we are better than you. That's why you're beneath
you're
us.
not.
You're not better than the Pacers either.
Oh,
You're not.
We'll see, Mojave. Where's your record at? Where's our record at? I'm just asking.
Who was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year?
You're the Eastern Conference soft. You're soft.
It's so soft that the
Soft. Compared to the Western
what
Conference-
conference did the champion come from last year?
You said what now?
What conference did the NBA champion
Oh, I
come from
understand
last
that.
year?
I didn't say you didn't have the champion. I
They're
didn't say
soft.
Boston wasn't the champion. But I'm saying as a whole, the division of the East versus the West.
Hey, didn't
man.
we
You
just
know we
beat,
got
didn't
better
we just beat
quality
the Rockets last week?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we just beat the Rockets last
I
week.
love this. I
Oh,
love
wait, you
this.
didn't beat us last week.
Yes, we did. Here the week before we beat Houston.
We just beat you.
We just beat you your last week or the
Last
week
time-
before, bud.
Last
Okay,
time we
it was
played you, we beat
probably the week before last, and I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay, sit there with your
You know what changed it? You know what changed Jay's attitude with the Rockets was when they went and beat back-to-back times the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time when they were red hot and stuff like that. At the beginning of the season.
We have beaten them in
No,
back.
I know. You beat them back to back. You were so excited
That was a
about
long
that. I feel
time
like
ago,
ever since that, you
Oh, I
changed your
understand it's a
whole
long time
attitude
ago.
on the Rockets.
I understand that. I'm just saying right now, our momentum is pretty damn high right now. And we have all cylinders. And also, I want you to remember one thing, Gonzo. We didn't have Van Fleet, and I've told you that before. No. Before you go that direction, let me know. Hold on. See, this is how I know y'all don't watch. If you recognize when we didn't have Van Fleet, or when we had Van Fleet, we were on that win streak. We lost Van Fleet. We went on the losing streak.
Yep.
We got Van Fleet back, and now we're on an 8-game win streak. How do you not realize that?
You're picking 8 games out of the whole season, dude.
No, I'm not picking 8 games. I'm telling you, before.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Van Fleet's a big part of that team.
We didn't have our field general. I will tell you right now, Van Fleet is our leader on the team.
I'll give you that. Van Fleet's a big part of that team. You guys didn't have him that game. But like I said, the Pacers just beat the Bucks, missing 4 of our 5 starters. We beat the Dallas Mavericks last night without 3 of our starters playing. But you guys have 1 player missing.
Wait.
You guys can't beat. Wait a minute. You guys had 1 player missing off your team, but you can't beat the lonely old terrible Indiana Pacers.
I didn't say we're lonely and terrible. I never said that.
You're a good team. You said Houston was better.
Houston's better.
Good team. You're just not better than us.
Hey,
Okay.
listen. All I know is the Lakers play both the Indiana Pacers this coming up this week or next week, and then we play the Houston Rockets after that. So guess what? You're both going to go down to my Lakers, all right? All right? I'm going to just say it right there.
Is Lesoft going to be back? I mean, LeBron.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll be back. Honestly, I'm hoping he'll be back. I'm hoping Rui Hachimura will be back.
Is there a bigger pussy in the NBA than LeBron?
No.
Yeah, his name is Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
Oh no, he didn't.
I thought maybe it was Van Fleet. He never plays either.
Oh. Listen. Listen, I will come over there and I will take that telephone booth right off your seat if you're not careful. Don't challenge me, Tony.
Hey,
Listen,
Rick, I read something. I'm not saying it's true. I'm asking you if it's true. Is it true I seen an article where somebody was calling out LeBron that in the last 5 seasons, he's missed time in March, the last 5 seasons. That it's pretty much he takes his vacation every March. Is there any truth to that? I'm not saying
I totally listen. And it could be even if it is Tony a fake source. I've been saying this many times. This is a time right now where LeBron James does take about a week or 2 with a fake injury. Like, come on, let's be real. Like, we just seen this man the other day watching his son in a college basketball championship, and he's over there, jumping around on the sidelines like he won the championship or something like that. And then you're out with a groin injury. Like, bro, you're over there jumping around, doing freaking splits in the air. And you a groin injury.
Frankie, Joe has a comment for you. He said your Lakers could not beat my grandma on crutches. Say it with your chest, Joe. Say it with your chest.
He's another delusional Rockets fan.
I don't. I don't.
We're delusional.
Listen,
I like Joe, and I thank you, Joe, for being a fan. But I've seen some of his takes with the Cowboys, so he might be a little delusional. And you've called him out on his Cowboy takes.
I don't mind what Joe and Jay say about the Rockets and what they think about the Rockets being better than the Lakers, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you have your Van Fleet. Cool. He's not better. He's not better than Luka Doncic. Sorry. You got your little shooting guard. You got your little shooting guard. You got your little shooting guard, but guess what? He's not being mentioned in any analyst. Guess who is? Austin Reeves, because he's doing what he's doing. LeBron James is out with a quad injury, and they're still talking about him. Are they talking about your small forward? No. Like, come on. Jackson Hayes.
And here's my point.
Listen, Jackson Hayes, who's not even a good center, right? Trash as hell. Luka Doncic come in. He's making him one of the top centers in basketball.
And my point on it, Jay, is you keep saying how good Van Fleet is, and they didn't have Van Fleet. Okay, and Van Fleet's a good player. But and you keep talking about how good of a team Houston Rockets are. If they're really that great of a team,
or 45 and 25.
Missing one player wouldn't be that big of a fucking deal.
No, we weren't just missing one player, though. That's where you're wrong.
But that's the only player you're talking about. That's the only player you talk about missing.
Well, no, we were also missing Jabari Smith Jr., which is also one of our really good forwards. So and I think Joe even said that we were missing quite a few players. I was just saying Van Fleet. I was just singling him out. We were actually missing other players. If you go look at our roster and go back and look at that game, you'll see what I'm talking about.
We're winning games we're still winning games missing 4 of our players.
Okay, hold on, Jay. You say that Houston is better than Lakers. You think they're better than Nuggets?
The Rockets?
Yeah,
I think
Murray is 100% healthy. That's a very hard thing to do.
Jay,
but I gotta tell you, man.
Nope.
Listen, Segun and what Segun? Segun is underrated. That guy does not get nowhere near the love that he should get. He's not better than Joker. Don't get me twisted on that. I'm not saying he's better than Joker, but we have a really good young talented team with a damn good coach. And I promise you, remember, this is a guy that took the Celtics in the second year, or was the first year, to the playoff or to the championship.
Okay,
So just keep that in mind. I mean, we're going to be the team. I promise you.
Are you going to make it to the Western Conference Finals then? Are you calling it?
I don't know. No, I'm not. No, I just told. I don't think we're West Conference. I don't think. That's a hard one because I do feel like we could get there. I definitely think OKC will be in the finals. It's just gonna be who do they go against?
Get out of here,
you know
bro.
What? Fuck it. Yeah.
That ass. There
you go. There you have confidence in your team. You gotta have confidence in your team. We got confidence in the Pacers.
I don't have confidence. I'm more thinking of a health standpoint because Jabari Smith and
the hell
I do think I'm gonna say it right now. Yes, OKC, Houston, finals, Lakers, trash. Can't even lick my toenails. Shut up.
There you go. There you go, Jay.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You give me a healthy Denver team. We're sweeping them. That's how you got to say it. You give me a healthy. You give me a healthy Rockets team. Guess what? Lakers in 5. You give me. Jay.
If you guys can't see what's going on in Houston, from where they started the rebuild project to where they are now, and look at the progression of how we have elevated since day one.
They're ahead of schedule.
You're not watching the Rockets. They're
ahead of schedule.
I see what they've done, Jay, because the Pacers have done the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you right now, our bench is probably what I like the most about our team. Eason, Whitmore, Tate. I mean, these guys are scoring doubles, 10 or plus more points off the bench. If you look at our bench scoring, I guarantee you it's between 25 to 30 points off the bench damn near every night.
The Pacers have that too.
And I really and Tony, I'm glad you said that because I told you guys, if you got a deep bench, you can go really far. As long as you have a good, it's not a good look. The Phoenix Suns are the prime example that you can have 5 badass or superstar people as your starting 5, but have 0 bench. And look where they are. They just got into the number 10 spot because Dallas has nobody, and Dallas finally slipped out of the play-in, and now they're in the 11th spot, and Phoenix is now in the 10th spot. Like, Phoenix is a prime example of having a great start 5, but no bench.
I'm glad you stepped up, Jay. Did you?
No, the hell with that.
Did you get your balls out Melanie's perch? Or?
The hell with that.
Yeah, I did.
Listen,
I only break them up.
Like my boy
Tony.
Like my boy Shannon Sharp says.
No, seriously, because Tony, and the reason why I have to do that is to protect the general public. My balls are so potent that it would hurt the general public if it walked. So to protect the public, I put them in our purse so that y'all aren't hurt by them.
Okay.
All I know is
I appreciate
that. I'm gonna follow my boy Shannon Sharp, OKC, UFC, KFC, Lakers in 5. It don't matter. You give me Houston, you give me Van Fleet, you give me whoever, Jabari Jones. I don't care. Lakers in 4 on that round. I don't give a damn. You give me Denver Nuggets, you give me Jokic, you give me Murray. We sweeping them too. I got faith in my boys. All right. You give me the full West, who is the truly best. Lakers champions, baby. Let's go. That's how you got to do it, Jay.
Hey, hold on. I do got to do a shout out to Glenn. Hey, Glenn, man, that Texas Manning jersey that you're going to be sending me here pretty soon, bro, it's so sexy. With that SEC patch on, it's so sexy.
All right, and with that, we got to put a disclaimer up because Jay mentioned the Texas Longhorn, and we don't condone them.
Hey, listen. Hey, Frankie, it's probably about time. Let's get into some college basketball, man. Let's start talking about this, man. I think it's time. What do you think?
Yeah. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead. I got something to do quickly. I'll be right back.
What happened to the Longhorns last night, Jay?
Man, well, 86-80. They lost. They didn't make it.
Yeah, how was it work? I didn't get to see it, but
man, I'll tell you. Hey, listen, man. I told you I knew it was gonna be rough for Texas to get in because Texas hasn't looked their best. Matter of fact, to the point where they fired their coach. What was that dude's name? Rodney or whatever. They fired him, so he's gone. So they fired now Texas is looking for a head coach. So
Oh,
I don't
really?
know, man. We'll see what's in store for Texas. They got some things to figure out over there. Hopefully to get back into this. But as of right now, they lost 86-80 to Xavier. Now Xavier's going to go play Illinois in the first round of the tournament, and Texas is now without a coach. And now we're searching. So we'll see what happens. What time to be alive? Damn, Texas, couldn't you get us in the tournament? Come on.
I know your Houston team's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, everybody, look, it was it SIU, Edmonton, or Edwards, or whatever that thing is. They weren't a match for us, and we knew that. They made it to the bracket. Congratulations for them. But man, yeah, Houston's absolutely destroying them. They were up by 30 at halftime. I think now it's
They're still up
the
30.
current score.
They're still up 30.
56-26. So they're still up by 30 with 17-10 in the second. So yeah, they're going to destroy SIU.
You need to turn it over and watch the real March Madness, the NCAA wrestling championships.
Wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, Purdue's up. Purdue won. Louisville got killed by Creighton.
I'll tell you what, though, High Point gave them a good run for their money. At one point, that was only a 4-point game in that second half. I thought High Point might have a shot, at taking out Purdue, but Purdue was just a little too much for them. But yeah, Alabama State is currently down to Auburn 17-8. I was actually predicting Alabama State to be the Cinderella upset on this one, but it's gonna be a hard road for them if they are able to get that. Right now they're down 17-8, and of course Wisconsin, Montana. Wisconsin is kicking the crap out of them 74-59 with 5:39 left in the second. So yeah. The other game today is going to be Clemson and McNeese. Number 5 Clemson versus 12 McNeese, and
that's my upset. I picked McNeese State to beat.
Yeah, I think you picked McNeese, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
So the other game is VCU, BYU, and then of course Houston beat BYU. So I'm curious to see how VCU will do against BYU. And I thought Auburn. Yeah, Auburn. Yeah, Auburn is the other number. There's only 2 number 1 games today. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Gonzo, McNeese versus Clemson. How you see that one going down?
To be honest with you, I don't know much about either team. I haven't watched a lot of college basketball, but hold on. I'm pulling it up so I can look at the seeds and everything.
Hey, Jay, what he's doing that?
Clemson's a higher seed, right?
Yeah,
they are. Clemson is at number 5, and McNeese is number 12.
Jay, while he's doing that, I got some homework for you.
Okay, all right. I'm listening. Oh, let me get my pen so I can write this down. Go ahead.
Look up John Moxley. He's a professional wrestler for AEW. Look John Moxley taking I guess it was taking nails to a back, and look up the
Spike
video.
back. It's like a spike back.
Yeah, look up that video. It's pretty incredible.
No, I'll definitely watch it. He said did he take was it spikes or nails?
Spikes.
What they call it?
Spikes. Yeah,
that way when I Google it, I get the right video. Okay, spikes.
He took a backdrop and landed on this board that was covered with spikes, and it stuck to his back, and they had a hard time getting it out of his back. And it was live on TV last night.
The game I'm interested in seeing tonight is the Arkansas and Kansas game.
Yes.
What time did that go down?
10 after 7 Eastern time. So 10 after 6 your time.
And Arkansas, I think, is the higher. Is Arkansas the higher ranked one, or is Kansas?
Kansas is 7 seed. Arkansas is a 10 seed.
Got you. Okay.
I'm watching 4 games at once right now. I can't even keep up.
Yeah, I'm watching
8
wrestling matches at one time.
Hey. All right, I'm gonna ask you this. You got number 8 Gonzaga versus 9 Georgia. I'm picking. I'll tell you now. I'm picking Georgia in this. I don't believe in Gonzaga.
I agree with you. I like Georgia too.
I just don't believe in them. How do you guys, Frankie? Georgia Gonzaga. How you feeling about that?
I mean, Honestly, like I would pick Georgia, but I'm gonna stick with Gonzaga.
Okay. Gonzo, Gonzaga, Georgia.
I think it's going to be a real good game, but I'm going with Georgia just because they played the tougher schedule.
That's why I would too.
You know, I was watching. I forget who I was watching earlier today on. They were doing the NCAA games, and they were saying that Drake had a good chance to upset Missouri. And Drake is at 11, and Missouri is at 6.
I mean,
How do
really,
y'all feel about Drake and Missouri?
I don't really think that's like a big, like, big far gap of like an upset alert type thing, honestly. So I could see that happening. 6 versus 11. I don't think that's like big of a gap, unless Drake had like one more loss than Missouri or something like that.
Well, Drake played a lot less schedule, but I mean, 'cause I don't think Drake had very many losses, did it, Chris?
No, Drake was 30 wins and 3 losses.
But they play a lot lesser schedule than what Missouri.
Yes, they do. Missouri is at 22-11. The other game I think that's going to be quite interesting, honestly, is going to be that Yale versus Texas A&M game. I think that's going to be good. And the other one I think is what I saw was, and I think it could be a possible upset, is UC San Diego versus 5 Michigan. San Diego has I think 6 neutral site wins, I believe it is. They're 30-4 versus 25-9 Michigan. Obviously, Michigan has a tougher schedule, but
Michigan's hot right now.
San Diego.
Michigan, and it don't always translate, but Michigan had a real good Big Ten tournament. They're playing really good right now. But sometimes that carries over, and sometimes it don't. You just don't know.
No, I agree. And also, Houston won the Big 12 versus BYU. VCU plays BYU today. I'm calling it. Who do y'all think wins, VCU or BYU? I'm gonna call VCU. I think VCU has a good.
Yeah,
shot.
what's BCU's rank?
That's another upset game, to be honest with you. Let me pull it up.
VCU's 11, BYU's a 6 seed.
Yeah,
give me BCU.
the VCU's 28-6 and BYU 24-9. But obviously, like I said, BYU came into the tournament after they lost the Big 12 to Houston.
BYU's a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
Damn, Jay, how many times are you gonna say it in one thing? Like we know BYU lost to Houston. We know. God.
Drake, or let's see, Missouri's a 6.5-point favorite over Drake.
Obviously, Houston's gonna win this game. Of course, they're up by 28 right now. They're playing a 16 seed team versus SIU Edwardsville. Where the hell is that? Where the hell is that school?
They only have Michigan as a 1.5-point favorite.
Really?
And that game will start till 10 o'clock tonight.
Is that Edwardsville? Is that Illinois?
SIU Edwardsville.
Yes.
I think it's Illinois. Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's probably what it is. Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
That's some rich kid school right there where parents pay tuitions on the first year, all 4 years. Like, ain't no problem.
Yeah, the damn Michigan game don't start till 10 after 10 tonight.
He's mad about it.
Let me go back for a second. So I'm going to go back to Duke for a second. I'm going to go back to Cooper Flag. Hey, guys, I want to go back to Cooper Flag. So he is going to suit up. He is going to play. He, quote unquote, in his press conference said that he felt like he was 100% good to go and fine. Do you guys really believe that? Or do you think that ankle, it will still bother him or be an issue or a factor in their game?
I think it's probably fine, and he's feeling pretty good, or they wouldn't play him this game because they could win this. They could beat Mount St. Mary's without Cooper Flag. So if he didn't feel like he was good, and they didn't feel like he was good, they would send him out this game and keep him for try to get him ready for Sunday because that'd be their next game if they win tomorrow. I think he must be in pretty good shape.
And that's what I want to. So my follow-up question to Gonzo, I'm glad you said that, is if you were them, I don't think you need Cooper Flagg to beat Mount St. Mary's. I don't think you need Cooper Flagg till the next round. Would it be better to wait and rest him and then play him next round? Or do you think they're doing themselves a disservice by playing him now with the potential that he could re-injure it going into the later rounds?
I think it just depends on how he feels and what the doctors are saying on it. If you think he's good to play, you play him because you could go out there. Yeah, you assume that you'll beat them without him. But what if you go out there and you lose that game? Now he was healthy and you left your best weapon sitting on the sideline. Right. So I think if he's good to go, you put him out there because I mean he could walk down the street and re-injure that ankle. I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think it just depends on what the medical's saying and how he's feeling. And he must be in pretty good shape, or I don't think they put him out there.
Yeah. You know, the one thing I know about an ankle injury, especially if you sat up for a little bit of time, when you do go back to put pressure onto that ankle and start playing again, there's a certain level of pain that's going to be expected because you haven't been on it for a while. And you got to basically play through that pain to loosen up that ankle and get it back into game shape. So I actually think that it's a good idea that they're playing him in round one to loosen up that ankle. So when he gets to the tougher rounds of 2s and 3s and 4s, that ankle, will be good to go. He'll work out through all the pain, all the rust of it. So he'll actually be in better shape come round 2 playing in round 1. So I agree with – I think it's good to play him.
Plus, it's been about a week. I mean, it's been about a week since it happened. So, I mean, it ain't like it just happened like a day or two.
Right. No, I totally agree with you. Because I'll be honest with you, if you don't got Cooper Flagg, Duke ain't going to win shit. I mean, they'll win, but they're not going to go all the way to the top. So they really do need a healthy Cooper Flagg to get all the way where they got to go. It's interesting. We'll see how that pans out. I mean, I think they play tomorrow, correct? I think tomorrow's when Duke plays.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, that's really about all I got, guys. I don't really have anything else extra unless you guys got something y'all want to talk about.
I'm good to go.
Cooper Flagg, fishing bass. Lakers gonna whip Houston's ass. Let's get this done and over with. Woo! You like that, don't you, Jay? You like that? Yeah, son. Shannon Sharp, I can do it too.
Hey, if you've enjoyed this content, give Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room a like, share, and subscribe on their YouTube pages. And if you like the content, don't forget to give ESEN a like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. That really does mean a lot to all of us. It really helps us. And if you really hate the Lakers, show it in the comments so Frankie will shut the hell up.
I ain't never gonna shut up. You hate the Lakers, that just gives me energy, baby. I love my
Hey, with that being said, Joe, Glenn, and everybody else that commented, man, we do appreciate your comments, man. We appreciate you guys a whole lot. With that being said, Frankie, man, get us out of here, killer.
All right, and like Jay said, go hit that follow button, that like. Go see Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room, and Tony's Pillow Fight with Other Men's Room. We are ESCN, and we will catch you guys tomorrow, Friday, for a Freaky Friday. Joe, what he say? Lakers winning these nuts. Hey, you know what's funny, Joe? You're from Italy. You're in Italy. You can't even watch a Houston game. How funny is that? While Houston's playing, you're always sleeping, and then you just wake up in the morning time and look on the network like, "Oh, we won!" And then you come on here like, "Hey, Jay, we won!" Acting like Jay ain't see it already. Like, keep up with your team, Joe. Keep up with your team. Anyway, I'm your boy Frankie the Yankee, Frankie C, Frankie Foxborough man, Frankie Scheffner. Want to thank Tony, Chris Gonzo, and Jay McLovin. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for another episode of ESEN, the afternoon show.